What is good, everybody? It's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. You know we got the bro in the building. Me and Petty in the building, Mr. P Kid himself. Ooh, we done did
You see
something.
the new aesthetic? You see what's going down?
We done did something. Hey, first things first, shout out to the production team. Hey, show some love to the production team. We got Holtzy. We got Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you do better.
No,
we got...
Wait, it's Mr. Wavy now.
Oh, the wavy devil, y'all. The wavy devil. We got Stefan the Dime back there, man. We got the whole team in the building. Man. We got a fire episode coming for y'all today because we are breaking down a lot of what we saw in that Bears game yesterday. And honestly, what we're going to get coming into this tough week versus a much, much better football team than the Bengals will ever be. Okay, maybe ever's tough. They get an offensive line and stuff. But we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. We're going to talk about that topic starting now. I mean, I'm going to say no. I think the era's begun. If I'm looking at what Andy did, it looked like he had a good handle of the system. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to come out here and be like, Andy, you was trash, dog. You shouldn't get... It looked like Andy would have been able to run the system, but I had to reach out to a couple people because, you know, I'd never played in the NFL. I don't know how long a bone bruise is going to keep you from having that ability to go out there. From what I'm hearing, it is a very painful thing because it's basically your bone hitting another bone and then causing some bruising. So, with that being said, I'm expecting Andy not to be back for at least this week, possibly next week. If that's the case, now, caveat, if that's the case, if Justin seems like he has a good grasp, he doesn't look like the backup quarterback, then yeah, you let the Justin Fields era fully begin.
Let me interject. Break this down for me. You say that if Andy is healthy, Justin shouldn't start. That's what you said? I'm
saying that if Andy is healthy and Justin does not look like the starting quarterback of the Chicago Bears, and I'm not even saying star level, because I think there's a difference that people got to distinct between. Because a lot of people are looking for Justin to come in and be Pat Mahomes.
He's not Pat Mahomes.
He's not Pat Mahomes. You have to allow that to develop. I want him at start level, not star level. The difference is one letter, but it means all the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he comes in and he looks like, hey, he's absolutely a starting quarterback in the NFL right now. Yes, there are some rookie mistakes, but I mean, let's be real. If we saw more of what we saw in that first game, while he's getting more of the first team reps, if we see improvement upon that, because he didn't look bad, he just looked like, I don't really know everything that's happening right here because I haven't been getting these reps in practice. I haven't been dealing with these guys. I haven't got the rapport with Allen Robinson right now. And I think that we could take a little bit of that and put that on the wide outs, put that on you're supposed to catch the ball. But to me, them working together is absolutely going to improve that relationship. If Justin looked like that, hitting Darnell Mooney in the chest, hitting Allen Robinson in the hands, if he can keep looking like that, there's no reason for him not to play.
I'm about to cut you off. Listen, no.
You didn't cut me off. I stopped.
Whatever you want to say. Listen, I agree that Dalton should start, but for obviously different reasons. Justin's not ready. And I say that because he made rookie mistakes, but really costly mistakes. The only difference is we fortunately were able to salvage one of those situations. He got his own fumble back, which is great, right? But poor discipline in that situation.
Absolutely.
And realistically, he made the same mistakes Trubisky did. It just turned out a little different.
Trubisky was making the mistakes in year 4, but okay.
Oh, no, listen.
I mean, we talk about week 2 to year 4.
Trubisky was making those level of mistakes with someone going against his strengths.
Well, I think
we're going with Justin Fields' strengths, and he made those mistakes. And I get it.
And that's what I'm saying.
Get
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
In regards to maybe he should, you know, if that's the case. But realistically, I am wholeheartedly with Matt Nagy on one thing. I don't think the kid's got it yet. I just don't. He looked lost. He looked lost several times, and it has nothing to do with not having first team reps.
It does, though. He looked lost several times, but listen, if you don't get the starting, basketball, you can't really do it because everybody practiced together. With football, it's different, right? So literally, like, he's running scout team. He basically gets no reps. First team reps aren't that many reps to begin with. It just means you're practicing specific plays that you're going to run all week. It's already not that many reps, but with football, I mean, it's about building a rapport. Everybody was talking about Jamar Chase can't catch the ball from Joe Burrow. Yeah, it took a little.
Joe Burrow knew he's going to catch it. They had that symmetry.
They had the rapport already. Yeah. There was a lot of times where it needed to be rebuilt because, hey, we weren't together for a year. Yeah. I think that's what preseason was. Listen, we might see some of that with Justin Fields coming in. There might be some of what we saw in that first game. In that first game, we saw. Honestly, it's surprising. It looked like receivers were like Muggsy Bogues in Space Jam. I caught it. I haven't had a football here before. It really looked like it looked like they weren't on the same page. It looked like there were little things that if they tighten those up in practice, Allen Robinson probably does come down with that ball because he's expecting it to be there. Now, is that an excuse? No, you're number one. You're supposed to. But
let me ask you this: Why are we associating him not having first team reps with why they drop balls? Because really, he hit him on the hands, he hit him in the chest.
No, you're right.
So it has nothing to do with the quarterback.
You're right.
That's their position and them being professionals.
There's a difference between how they throw the football.
There's a difference in the ball.
People go through all those training camps and they want their person there. They want their receivers. They want all their stuff.
Yeah.
Those guys, so they can sit there and actually practice with them. So there's a difference in how the guy throws the ball and where they target it.
Absolutely. It's like, you know, it's like when in baseball when a catcher comes in and he's never caught this guy before. The fastball might spin different. The curveball spins different, so he don't know how to get behind it. It's not different. Like, it's still a ball coming at you, and you have to be able to catch it. But it might, I don't know, because, listen, nobody said it. Nobody made any excuses for themselves. But the ball might come off different off of Justin's hands than it do off of Andy's. Now, if it's there and you the number one, and we're going to get into that as well, you're supposed to catch it. But to me, if Justin is able to improve, if he shows that he's continuously improving, and I'll be honest with you, in that game, we saw improvement, and a lot of people didn't pay attention to it. You know what he did? He got down there, he looked, he saw Buddy on the right side, and he was like, hey, y'all, watch that.
Yes.
I got hit in the face last time.
Absolutely.
Y'all better watch.
Absolutely.
So we're seeing him learn from the mistakes he made, which while Mitch was here, and I'm not going to keep going back to Mitch, but while he was here, that was a thing that irritated us. We would see Mitch make a mistake in one game, and then we'd see him make it in the next one.
Let me ask you
and that would be the part that would be like, dog, like.
But do you honestly, this is a real question for like most of our fan base, is that more attributed to Mitch not being able to do it, or him or Nagy just insisting on that play being ran?
It's not, but here's the thing.
Because now we can absolutely see that Nagy's doing a completely different job.
It could be. It could be about the play that's being ran, and it could be being run in the wrong position. Because I told you, he pulls that Denny's menu out. He's got down and distance, and he knows exactly what play he's going to go to. He's playing Madden. It's on coach suggestion. It's on coach suggestion.
Who's suggesting it, though? Bill?
No, it's just on the board. It's on the board. You know, in Madden, you go in there, coach's suggestion. You got run, pass. Mm-hmm. He's got three options, and he goes tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. That one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking tongue-in-cheek, but honestly, it's to me, he's calling a play in a situation that should work in a lab, and it doesn't work because we're not in a lab. In practice, it probably looks great.
Yeah, but it's practice.
Looks great every time. It's practice. Yeah. And so to me, the biggest thing, the biggest thing that that Justin Fields can do is what he did. He learned from a mistake he made in preseason, one major mistake that got his head took off, and he improved upon it. Keep doing that. If he keeps doing that by the time Andy Dalton's ready to come back in, I'm going to say, I would never say stop a rookie from learning. And he's getting the experience to learn. And he's clearly taking advantage of it.
So why have the conversation as to whether or not he should start? Why not just start him? I mean, Zach Wilson started. Look how bad he looked.
The reason is that when you do that, they don't want to have this learned behavior where it's stunting his growth. So, but I think he has the ability to actually learn, like you said earlier. He's not going to make the same mistakes. Trubisky, I think, was just limited in his ability where he couldn't read the defenses, and then he had an accuracy issue, but he was athletic. So I think with Fields, he has the athleticism, he has a laser arm, and he's just learning, and he has the ability to do it.
And he's learning quick.
I give him that.
That's the thing about it.
Quick.
He's learning quick. And so to me, if he's learning this quick, don't stun it. But he's got to show that. It's on. This is the thing that we said in preseason, right? We haven't changed our narrative on it. Justin, take the job. Make us believe that Andy Dalton is not the better quarterback. Because I looked at that game on Sunday and I said, Andy played well. Justin played well. To me,
played okay.
To me, they both. Justin made some almost costly mistakes.
Okay.
He made
Justin
some.
played okay.
He made some very almost costly mistakes. But for him, literally not having the reps in practice, coming in cold, and just being like, "Hey, go play street ball," which is pretty much how Matt's calling the game for him. like you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that is well for the circumstance. But the thing I'll say about this is, you can't stay at that level. You have to get better. You have to get, because in preseason we were saying, listen, Andy Dalton doesn't look like a world beater, but Justin Fields didn't do anything to me that said, no, this is your job.
And I think the last game showed that too. Andy Dalton looked good. In fact, his QBR is relatively high. I think it was a
112.
112.
Yeah.
Like, he was really efficient, and he actually moved the chain. So I mean, like, he did it. He did his job.
Yeah.
He really did. Justin, on the hand, really didn't. Realistically, the game was only 20-17 because our defense showed up on 2 major plays.
Yes.
And Joe Burrow had
three.
Like, Joe Burrow had like an uncharacteristic run of 3 INTs in a row after going 199 passes straight.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, the likelihood of that
Which is
happening
wild
again,
when you break it down. Joe Burrow's on an Aaron Rodgers-like run. Could we be seeing enough now? Look,
that kid is
3
good.
in a row. He's going to be good.
The kid is good.
If he lives. If he lives, he don't miss.
Man, listen.
He did that day.
He did 3 times in a row.
No, I think the biggest thing to me.
Hey, the wildest stat about that, he went 199, 3 INTs in a row, 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns on the next 2 passes.
That's how good that man is.
Yeah.
Right? So realistically, like, Justin's not there yet. And for all intents and purposes, Joe Burrow is really still kind of in his rookie season because he was injured.
I give you that.
Right? So at this point, it's like,
also injured is
injured
you're
and
not,
still getting the reps.
You're not getting the reps.
Yeah.
But you are getting the time to sit down and do nothing but learn your playbook.
Yeah.
So injured, but I'm the starting quarterback. You have the opportunity. No. So I think Joe's doing great. I'm not expecting that because we've seen a lot of guys start off. Okay, let's be real. If Justin did this the rest of the season, we would say
the exact same play.
Not the exact same play,
plays.
but he keeps growing. He keeps growing. He keeps getting more of whatever this playbook Matt has. He keeps moving forward. But let's say it doesn't get us to the playoffs. We're going to look at that and we're going to say, okay, why didn't it get us to the playoffs? And also, did he continue to get better?
That's the one thing I hate about our fan base. We can't have both. We can't sit there. In a perfect world, he develops, he does good, and we make the playoffs. That's a perfect season.
That's a perfect season.
Right? We shouldn't be expecting that. We should be expecting, especially with the coach that we have, we should be expecting him to just develop. We shouldn't be looking for.
Listen, I put that poll out though. Ringo put the poll on Twitter, and it was: would you rather have Andy Dalton go 11-6, or Justin Fields learn all season, get better, and go 6-11?
I think that we're more along the lines of 6-11.
I think that if he's continuing to get better,
and he's injured, and let's say that's the next couple games.
Yeah.
The bad thing about it is you got to throw Justin out there. You can't take it back.
All right, we got to wrap it up. We got 45 seconds.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He just gonna jump on the mic like that.
You can't take it back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That stunts his growth.
Well, listen, I do want to know. Well, no, we're gonna keep it going, ain't we?
Yeah, we got to keep it going.
We
Hey,
gotta
listen,
keep it going, yeah.
rolling number to the next topic. Hey, listen, what's the next topic with it? I know we got to talk about some of those passes that got dropped. So, hey, that was the question. Hey, what did his receivers help him out? Are we gonna talk about that receiving core? Because guess what? If those passes are caught, this is a different narrative.
Should the Bears be concerned about their wideouts?
Let me go first on this one. Absolutely. Listen, A-Rob wants 17 plus. What was the franchise tag? Nearly 18 million.
Franchise tag was nearly 18. Yeah.
He's not worth $18 million. With $18 million in his pocket right now. He's not. AB gets whatever his name, but A-Rob gets shut down way too much.
I was like, AB.
I know. Hey, listen, I'm looking at everybody else. Don't worry about it. A-Rob gets shut down way too much. We got excited about Mooney because guess what? Mooney was making plays and catching the rock when it was thrown in his direction. A-Rob ain't did that for us. The only interesting stat about him is All through this whole transition, he put up a lot of yards. But guess what? You were the only target. Of course you're going to put up the yards. Of course you're going to get those opportunities. You were the only target. You're the only person I could throw to.
That's a good point.
But now that we actually got someone comparable to you, someone with the same speed, someone who could actually make a play.
Better
guess
speed,
what?
actually.
Better speed. Even proves my point even more. Guess what? You're not that great no more. You're not worth that money. But you walking out there like you're worth that money. But guess what? Big-time players make big-time plays. You ain't made them. So why am I paying you the money? So I absolutely, everyone trash Pace for not paying them. No, I wouldn't pay that man either. Because you ain't showed me enough on film and on the field to make me pay you. Put me in a position where I got to cut the check.
I think the scary part about bringing Pace into it is he's paid much worse players.
Oh, absolutely. I give him that.
Like, that's the scary part about when you bring Ryan Pace into the equation. So let's just keep him out because he's paid much worse players. Now, as far as wideouts, as far as let's go receiving core in general. But the wideouts are the ones that we focus in on because they drop 2 big passes. Am I concerned about it? You got to show me this season with a real quarterback for me to be concerned about it, because what we can say a lot about Allen Robinson, we can't say he's had a good quarterback. And he has produced with the thing is producing with mediocre quarterbacks, that those 1,000-yard seasons, those 1,300-yard seasons, like it's like you turn nothing into something. I get you're the only option, but that doesn't make it easier for you.
No, it doesn't make it easier.
When you're the only option, that's like when a lot of people talk about Robert Quinn being the only option in Dallas. We paid him because he was the only option in Dallas. It's like, well, that makes it harder. When Khalil Mack was the only option, guess what they did? They stuck 4 people on that side, and they said, stop him. Everybody else will figure out. Like, being the only option doesn't make it easier. So, to me, but I will say this.
But it absolutely gets you paid. Because it allows you to have the opportunity.
You got to produce, though.
It allows you to have the opportunity that others. And Allen Robinson wants to get paid off of the simple fact that he suffered through having some bad QBs and put up some decent stats. But realistically,
not decent
again,
though. It's not decent.
Oh, it's not decent. We're
talking about top 10 receiver in the NFL stats.
He wants $18 million.
He wants $18 million. And here's the.
And he got close.
And here's the thing.
He got close. He's within $1 million.
He's got it. Or what is it? 17. He's got on franchise,
or something like that. 17.4. He's close. So guess what? Show me what I'm paying for.
Exactly. But and I'm here for that. I'm not concerned about Allen Robinson until Allen Robinson gives me a reason to be concerned. I saw that.
He didn't give you a reason the first 2 games?
Here's the thing. He's got to do it. But I've also seen Allen Robinson have a bad game and absolutely respond. When we talk about Jalen Ramsey shutting down Allen Robinson, Jalen Ramsey last year shut down DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, absolutely.
Jalen Ramsey last year shut down Devontae Adams.
Absolutely.
He did get burnt on that play, though.
Oh,
he got burnt bad on that play.
Hey.
He was talking big stuff. He was like, boy, that boy fat. But he did he shut down
You know what? It don't even matter.
But
the thing is, when you put yourself out there, you bound to get burned.
Yes.
That's it.
He shut down some of the he's
an elite defender.
The best receivers in the NFL. So for us to look at game 1 and say you got shut down, I can't say that. My problem in game 2 is this: two receptions on 4 targets. And a lot of people look at that and say Matt Nagy's not targeting Allen Robinson. But when I'm looking at the tape, it looks more like Allen Robinson is in a position for 50-50 balls because he doesn't have that speed to separate from the defender.
Yeah.
He's got great speed, but guess what? The guys on the other side do too.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to separate, and then you have to be able to secure the 50-50 ball. If you want that $18 million, I'll pay you that $18 million. You have to come down with the 50-50 ball. A lot of people on the live the other day talking about that first pass was a 50-50 ball. No, that ball hit him in the chest. And he fell into the end zone with it.
Agree.
Great catch, but he fell into the end zone with it.
Elite receivers create separation, and they absolutely make those plays.
I'm fine with you not creating separation, because let's be real. Let's be real though. Randy Moss is famous for what? He's not creating separation.
Oh, Moss.
He's famous for, it don't matter if you're in front of me or not.
I'm going to make it.
I'm taking this ball.
Hey, listen.
Did Randy Moss have great speed?
Chad
Absolutely.
Johnson tell you I'm opening in a phone booth for 3 defenders around. Listen,
I love Chad.
I love that. That's my guy.
But this is the thing. He was.
Yes.
He was. And so to me.
And A-Rob ain't got that.
And so to me. But I can't single out A-Rob because, listen, Darnell Mooney. Hey, look, I know. I think. The passes he got I think the
more difficult than the passes that A-Rob dropped.
He put it in his chest.
I get,
he
but
put
he was
it in
already
his chest.
Going down.
He put it. He was going down. But he put it in his chest.
I need to add that I feel that Allen Robinson actually gets kind of like a bad deal because I've seen him make some acrobatic, hard catches that he has to get. So it's like I don't understand why all of a sudden people are ragging on him. It's like he's had to suffer not being able to catch or get passes thrown to him that he needs that in terms of put in the right position for him.
The reality is he's getting ragged on because he wants that money. He wants that money now.
Money. But here,
and that's it. That's all it is.
I won't pay you on past performance like Ryan Pace did either. Ryan Pace pays a lot of people on past performance, or he pays them on things they can't replicate. Eddie Jackson is paid right now because he had a 6 interception season, and from a safety, that's
not
dang near impossible to replicate.
That's not going to happen.
We'll see if he can do it this year with a good front line.
Get 6.
But to me, I'm not worried about A-Rob until we continuously see A-Rob with a quarterback that's putting the ball in his hands.
The problem is he got 2 of them right now.
He's got 2 of them.
Dalton can absolutely make them passes.
But listen.
And Justin can absolutely make them passes.
He
has no excuses.
He caught his touchdown from Dalton. He dropped 2 from Justin. If you continuously do that, because here's the thing. I'm not impressed by catches in the middle. Julio Jones is great for what reason? He's great. He's a great speed, great hands.
He's elite.
What does he not do?
He don't score.
When I'm paying
He's
you
not end zone.
when I'm paying you $18 million, it's because you're scoring in the end zone. It's because you're standing at the end of the day getting a touchdown.
Now, for my education, y'all can help me out. Is $18 million considered elite money?
$18 million is considered top 10 wide receiver money. Adams is probably going to get 18. I think D-Hop got 18. Julio definitely had 18.
Julio definitely getting 18.
You know what I'm saying? It's top 10 receiver money. And I think I don't take.
Is A-Rob those guys?
He's not top 5. The guys I just said are top 5.
Yeah.
So he wants top
10,
5
though.
money.
He's top 10 though.
So he shouldn't be getting 18.
18 is top 10
He should
money.
be getting 14.
18 is top 10 money. 18. You
just named 4 guys that made 18. Not all top 10 are getting 18.
No, listen. Those are people those are the ones that people say are the top 4 in the league though.
Yeah, but who are the other guys and how much are they making? Not everyone's making $18 million at that position.
No, because a lot of the guys that are the new guys up, they haven't come to that contract yet. So
That's a good point.
They're gonna get that contract. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the
Eventually
top
they're gonna get
that money, and the money's continuously going up. So,
I see Mooney getting that before he does.
Well, it would have the decision would have to be made this season.
Mooney has less drops.
Wait, you said Mooney getting 18 million?
I see Mooney separating himself from A-Rob as an elite receiver before A-Rob actually shows he's worth 18 million.
That's a hot take.
That's a real hot take.
That's super hot.
That's a real hot take. Make sure you clip that up. That's on fire.
Hey,
listen, there's a reason he's sweating right now.
Hey, listen.
He's been holding that take in for 15 minutes.
For what it's worth, he has less drops. Way less drops. I looked it up before I came. He has less drops.
Over his career or just last season?
Over his career.
How long has he been in the league? He just got here.
That's, when you say over his career, I mean, you proved my point.
Well,
I mean, what are you saying?
No, I'm saying all we're comparing it to is last season.
However.
So he had less drops than A-Rob last season.
Less drops than A-Rob last season.
Yeah, he only dropped 2 passes.
And so far, right now, he's only dropped 1 pass.
Oh, that one that was a touchdown. But here's the thing.
But A-Rob dropped 2.
Okay, agree.
He dropped 2 critical passes.
I agree, but
at this point, he's looking at the more favorable target.
And the weird thing
and
is,
he's
right,
faster and more athletic.
Here's the caveat to me, right? Here's the thing that nobody brings into it. We're all looking at the wideouts. We're all looking at Justin. We're all looking at Andy. It comes back to a point that you brought up many a times. Listen, if your offense is 2 deep shots, then guess what? Yeah, you look bad because you dropped the only 2 deep shots of the game.
Which means that you're not scheming properly.
The fact that the rest of the team or the rest of the game plan is 10 yards.
You're not scheming properly.
I was just saying that, like, it's just because the fact that those throws are so far and few in between. I literally had that thought earlier today.
Listen, think about it. And I said this in the video today. Think about it. What are the two big plays that changed that game?
The 2 big plays are running plays, basically.
No, what are the 2 big plays that changed that game?
Oh, well, the drop passes for one that were deep. That will obviously change the game. But, I mean, if you're just
that's what I'm
off the top
saying.
of my head,
I'm saying the only 2 big plays of that game were those 2 throws. The rest of that was just You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about the rest of the game, or when we're talking about Matt Nagy in general, it's always, if Javon Williams comes down with that catch, we got a different game. If Allen Robinson comes down with that catch, we got a different game. It shouldn't be that. I said it today. You should have 250 to 300 yards in between your 20s. And then you should have your big plays in the end zone.
I think the reality of it is we finally got Matt Nagy to commit to a run game.
Yeah.
And it's showing out. and he's slowly but surely easing into that thing. However, I think it's more of a protection reason. I think he's afraid because I don't think either one of those QBs could perform the way that they need them to perform. Let me add some color to that. He's coming from KC. What does Pat Mahomes do really well? That man improvises and throws deep like
he plays well. Me and shout out to J-Mar. Me and J-Mar were talking about this. I said Lamar Jackson plays football like it's street ball. Pat Mahomes plays football like it's baseball.
Interesting take. What do you mean?
Have you ever seen how he throws the ball? He throws the ball like a shortstop. A lot of those crazy plays are like, I'm throwing it out. I'm throwing it. I'm making a. He played, but he grew up playing baseball as well. He plays football like it's baseball, and he does some of the most amazing things I've ever seen with a football. And I'm watching him throwing it, and I'm like, that's a shortstop.
No,
that's a shortstop that just did that. Lamar Jackson is playing like.
Lamar Jackson be slinging that thing too. He has a nice little. He be throwing.
And you gotta live with it. And you gotta live with it. You gotta live with it because he will overthrow you by 15 yards too.
But if he gets you on target, it look like it hurt.
But I mean, at the end of the day, am I worried about our wideouts? No. If it continues, yes. We're in week 2. I'm not going to overreact.
I'm worried about it for 2 reasons. Are they going to have the opportunities to actually prove that they're worth their salt?
Yes.
Not on the short plays.
No. Oh, you're talking about scheme-wise?
Because guess what? It's one of the things that Coach T said in our live that absolutely made sense is the plays take too long to develop. And our pocket collapse before the receivers get to the end of their route. Or even close to it.
Here's my problem with that statement. Because I did hear that. I remember Coach T said that.
And it made sense.
The pockets, what are we calling the pocket collapsing? If we're calling the front blitz the pocket collapsing, Aaron Donald did that one time.
Side.
The sides do come in. That's how your pocket's supposed to work.
That's how it's supposed to work. That's why it's called a pocket.
That's how you create a pocket.
But they collapse.
No, here's the difference. Here's the difference. Watch with Andy early in that game. Andy drops back. Takes the same drop back as as Justin did. He steps forward. On that fumble, Justin dropped back. There was an opportunity for him to step forward. He's quicker than Andy. He didn't step forward. It took him a little bit too long to make a decision. Those are the small things that he has to improve upon, like we were saying in the last segment, that are going to improve this offense as a whole. So when I'm looking at are the wideouts the problem, it still comes back to that same thing. I've got a problem with the scheme. We're judging Allen Robinson on two.
I have a problem with the scheme. That's what I'm going to.
But we're judging Allen Robinson on 2 catches. The only thing
he only had a chance.
He only had 4. The only thing I have a problem with Allen Robinson with is if you can't get the separation, you have to be Randy Moss-like. Maybe not that ilk. Randy Moss was a god at it, but you have to be of that caliber.
I circle back to Nagy on he needs to scheme it better.
I agree.
He has to call plays that can be executed faster.
And you have listen.
And he has to give them routes that they can actually perform. Because I honestly believe that A-Rob is better than what he's shown. I do believe that. I just don't think he's worth $18 million. That's a big difference. So both of those things could be true. He could be better than what I've seen, but he's not $18 million.
You think he's 15?
Easy.
You think he's 15 million?
Easy. Look at what he's made. He's carved out a decent career with crap. So why wouldn't he be? It doesn't mean he's not capable. But is he Julio Jones? No, he's not those people. It's not even close.
That's when it gets petty right there. That's when it gets
close.
petty. And that's why it's petty casting over here. I don't know if I go that far, but I'll say this. I'm already knowing. Already knowing.
Room full of dudes.
Hey, look.
Devontae Adams, A-Rob. Who you picking?
Devontae Adams.
Well, Devontae
That's not even a question.
Julio Jones, A-Rob. Who you picking?
Julio.
I will. I give you another one.
No.
He's had a bad going this last couple games.
The problem
DK Metcalf, A-Rob. Who you picking?
I'm picking DK.
DK.
Easily.
But here's the thing.
He's a man.
But
That's a grown man right there, right?
Listen, that is the greatest highlight of 2020.
Hey, he hawked that man down.
Hey, look, have you heard the mic'd up? When he's like, hey, how he catch me?
Hey, Cooper, right. Cooper, A-Rob.
So listen.
A-Rob.
So listen.
What? I'm picking Cooper.
A-Rob.
Cooper Cup over. I pick A-Rob over.
A-Rob.
You see how you got to think about it?
I'll think about it.
If you got to think about it,
A-Rob.
that means it ain't worth it. Hey, listen, what's the next topic for us? We got to roll into it.
That's what I'm saying. Cause you got a little petty at the end of that, and I know you got this narrative coming. That's definitely gonna keep the petty going.
Oh, let's do it,
ladies and gentlemen. Coming to the stage.
Let's do it.
Petty Casanova.
Pettiest Narrative. Fellas, what's your take?
Here we go. So y'all already know, PK
All right, listen.
loves coming with the petty.
Listen. It's not even that.
Any dude that smooths out a tablecloth before he explains something, that's just because he don't have a cat in his hand to show how evil he about to get. Let's go. What's the petty narrative?
Listen, you know what? I tell you what. We've been really big on trusting our front office, our head coaches, with developing our core, and I absolutely have no faith in it. Why? And we talked about this on the show a couple of times. We talked about this on the live. There's no proof that it can be done. Matt Nagy has come into here on the hope and prayer that he's this offensive guru, and he has yet to give me a consistent game over 21 points. In fact, when's the last time we had more than 18? Besides yesterday.
You
see how far you got to think back?
No, just last season.
Last season when?
When we won like 6 games in a row.
It's Cliff Notes. I'll listen to it later. Like at this point, if we have a game over 21 points, it's because our defense did something spectacular.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with our offense.
Yes.
Why? You can't tell me it's because of our quarterback, because we also have a run game. David Montgomery just didn't show up today. He didn't just show up in the last 2 games. He's been there.
I would add this caveat.
Tariq Cohen absolutely had a much better showing than he did at one point. And guess what? We didn't even use him.
I would add this caveat to it. David Montgomery's running very different than he was in the first 6 last year.
You know
before
what?
Injury.
Yeah, you know
because he watched Cordell Patterson hit them holes and was like, oh, that's what they want.
Hey, guess what? He looked real good when Bill Lazor called them plays for him.
I still don't believe Bill Lazor called them plays.
I believe he did.
That's not even a hot take on my part. I still don't believe it.
Because you want to know how? You want to know how I know what they did? Because Matt Nagy said, I'm taking over play calling again.
Listen.
Toward the end of the season.
Listen.
And guess what? The plays all absolutely look different.
They asked Bill about it in the middle. And Bill was just like, they was like, Bill, you calling plays?
Bill was absolutely in a position where he says, if he says yes and then we have success, Matt Nagy's ego is going to cut him. Right? So at this point, here's the thing. I feel sorry for Justin Fields for this simple fact. He doesn't have the right person at the helm to make sure that he has a good career. He just doesn't. We give Matt Nagy all this credit for picking and scouting Mahomes, but we don't really realize that Mahomes took off after he left. We don't give him we give Matt Nagy way more credit than we give Andy Reid really nothing. Like Pat Mahomes took off under Andy Reid.
You're Bears fan.
Bears fan.
No, don't say it like it's the nation.
Oh, Bears fans. Hey, listen, KC fans don't even mention Matt Nagy's name.
Yeah, actually, they laugh about it.
They laugh about it. Right? So guess what? What was he, the water boy? Right? Not even worry about it, right? So here's the thing. My narrative on this whole thing is this. We give him way too much credit. Am I happy that he's getting his coin, that he has an opportunity to show? Listen, in this country, that's what it's all about. I absolutely love someone going out for theirs and trying to make a name for himself.
But I'd rather you be my neighbor than my football
Guess
coach.
what? He's not good at it.
Yeah.
He's just not good. And all the people that we've allowed to learn on the job, between the two that we keep saying that we need to fire, Ryan Pace absolutely has shown that he's actually learning on the job. Matt Nagy's gotten worse. Matt Nagy has absolutely gotten worse. And the only thing that's actually saving him right now is the simple fact that we got Justin Fields. And guess what? He's butchering that. Start the kid.
There could be a Garpax thing all over again.
I think that's what we're dealing. No, because this is the thing.
When they got Rose, it was like that was a gift that sustained their position.
It was.
And he's right, because I feel it was fool's gold. Whatever we saw in 2018, which was all these magical plays and all this creativity, I'm like, where's that? Because it went all the way by Philadelphia. They got figured out. They didn't even do half the stuff.
No. Here's the thing.
He went absolutely away from it because his ego wanted to make his QB a QB he wasn't. He wanted to make him a pocket passer.
Go back and look. Well, here's the thing.
First of all, it's my narrative, not yours.
Hey, look. Go back and look at 2018. It was a lot of end arounds.
Oh, listen.
There was a lot of screen passes.
Here's the one thing I will say about it.
And when they figured it out, they was like, oh, he can't really throw downfield. Oh, we gonna stand right here and we gonna see how many screen passes he throw out.
Was Biscuits easier to figure out than Justin Fields? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But Justin, if we want to be honest, so was Lamar Jackson when he first got in the league. But when you have a QB, you have a coach and an offensive team that's like, hey, listen, this is our guy's strength. We're going to absolutely make sure that this succeeds and give him the best tool. Guess what? Lamar Jackson goes from a QB who we would say should be a running back or a receiver to being the first QB with 200 yards and 100 rushing yards in 4+ games. Now, listen, generational talent, I know it's a totally different thing. You can't compare the two.
Here's my hot take. Without accuracy, Lamar Jackson will become Cam Newton. If he never learns...
Cam Newton is actually more accurate than him.
But why is Cam not on the team right now? Because he can't stand in the pocket. Listen, he's older.
Let's be honest with you. He's not healthy.
He can't throw.
He's not
healthy.
No.
Shoulder injury.
He can't. He never really was good at throwing.
He's never been a stand there and pick you apart kind of
Absolutely
quarterback. There's a limit to how many times you can send your body out there, and Cam Newton hit his limit.
No,
And Lamar Jackson
I agree with that.
will eventually hit his limit. That doesn't mean... Now, here's the thing.
Now, here's my take on that.
I've never been one of those people that says you can't become a pocket passer. I watched Mike Vick do it. I watched Mike Vick go to Philly and pick people apart with his arm.
But here's my take on it. And I've asked you this question on the show before. Mm-hmm. Would you rather have 1 or 2 breakout seasons where Mitch is almost in the line for an MVP type breakout season, and then a massive drop off, or what we got
right now? I'd rather have what we got right now because I know that the guy that's coming up can throw. I would rather have a quarterback that can throw 100% always because it's the quarterback position.
I get it.
The basis of the position is your arm. If you got legs, I need it. I love it. Use it. I need Matt Nagy to use it more. I want to see you get out on the edge and use that athleticism. But my problem with Mitch Trubisky was never he can't run. My problem with Mitch Trubisky was when he stood in the pocket and the pocket was clean and the receiver was open, he would sail it past him by 15 yards.
Oh, sounds like
Lamar Jackson. Sounds like Lamar Jackson last night.
Right.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
sounds like Lamar Jackson last night. And here's my thing. Lamar last night, you know why he wins that game? Because when John Harbaugh says, hey, you want to go for it? And I'm not hyping it up. Listen, we're talking about you want to go for it. We're talking about you want, but he's saying, and if he punts it, it's Pat Mahomes. You lost.
It's 1 yard still.
But he's saying, you want to go for it? Go for it. There's a limit to that. At some point, his athleticism will drop off. Vince Carter used to jump over people. At some point, he was struggling on that layup.
Absolutely. But the problem I have with that is we never even got to see that because guess what? Nagy was like, okay, you can do that. Cool. Skirt. We're going to make you do this now.
I agree.
And at that point,
I do agree.
You know who suffered the most? Skip Mitch. We suffered.
The offense.
We suffered. Yeah. Our whole reputation as a team and everything is totally diminished.
This is the thing though.
And our defense got older.
This is the thing though.
And so now Justin Fields has to deal with that.
I think the difference with what we got in Fields. The caveat: Matt can't call plays. That's not going to change.
So when are we going to start putting him on the hot seat appropriately? Because it's too many issues with this team that are absolutely attributed to him. It's not Pace.
It's going to be. It's going to be. When Justin stops improving.
A-Rob to you is worth $18 million. Okay, I can debate that. But guess what? If we don't have the proper schemes, we'll never find out.
No, I agree with you. I think that Matt Nagy's scheme is a problem.
David Montgomery could be an all-pro this season. Maybe. Tariq Cohen actually had
He's definitely all-pro.
He's definitely all-pro. But guess what? Yeah. If you don't call those plays, we never find out. So here's the thing. He's not a good manager of talent.
Yeah.
So when are we going to sit there and put him on the hot seat appropriately?
I think this is the thing that we got to look at when it comes to Matt Nagy, when it comes to the offense. Matt Nagy's going to be judged based off what he does with Justin Fields. He's going to be judged on the development of Justin Fields. As much as we can say, man, Matt should be on the chopping block for what he did with Mitch. Mitch wasn't his guy. He threw him under the bus. We all saw that.
Okay, so now he has his guy. And we're already complaining about him doing it.
Yes, agreed. I agree.
It's only week 2, and we're still wondering, like, well, dude, what the hell are you doing?
Why aren't you?
What are we doing?
When he comes back today with the PR guy to say, hey, he should start.
What are we doing?
I just wanted to say real quick, the only reason why Kansas City wasn't really tripping on losing Matt Nagy is because they had Eric Bieniemy. I will say that. So that is worth something.
It's also worth noting this. Everyone that you just named, Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, this is better than Matt Nagy. This is better than Matt Nagy.
This is the thing, too.
Listen, we got the short end of the stick, and then we hailed him as this offensive guru. You ain't an offensive crap. You ain't an offensive nothing. Guess what? You were the lackey that sat there and held the notebook and the Denny's menu who actually just sat there and said, I can do that, and you can't do it.
But here's the problem that it all goes back to. It's like he said about having a Garpax type thing. Who's the person that hailed him as this offensive guru?
Who held him as the offensive coordinator?
Ryan Pace.
Oh, guess what?
Ryan Pace called him in and he said he absolutely is going to turn Mitch Trubisky around. Now, at the end of the day, I think Ryan Pace put on his shady raincoat and he went out there to North Carolina and he said, I know they want Deshaun Watson, but I've got a good guy down here that we're going to get. That's a major problem.
It was a change in the organization. They wanted to go the safe route. They went the safe route. Didn't work out.
That's not the safe route.
Trubisky was the safe route.
I'm not going to lie, though. I felt like Deshaun Watson was going to be Vince Young 2.0. I was scared that he would get to the league. That was my fear. And
Listen. You go back to that time and you really do the research, there was a lot of negative press on Deshaun Watson. There's a lot of negative press on Mahomes.
But
there was a lot of negative press on Justin Fields.
The indictment, that's true.
But they learned from their mistakes.
No, the
indictment. You're saying the Bears did.
You're saying the Bears did. But
yes.
supposedly the indictment was they never even called Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, they never had a conversation with him.
You didn't even do your due diligence.
Ryan Pace
now let's be honest. Now let's be honest. Considering everything he's going through right now, I can live with it.
That's now.
But guess what? I can live with it.
That's a cop-out, though.
Because he'd be 3 years in, I can't play him because guess what? He has all these sexual allegations.
This is the thing. That's a cop-out because you will kill Matt Nagy for not doing his job and you won't kill Ryan Pace for it, and that's a problem.
No, I kill Ryan Pace all the time, but he actually learned on the job and did better.
No, he learned on the job.
We had a defense.
He learned on the job, and he got somebody.
We were known as a defensive team, and guess what? We absolutely sucked on the defensive end for a good 2 seasons, and he cleaned it up in his first couple seasons.
He did.
He actually did some things that we hadn't seen before. He actually paid the people to come in, and guess what? Our defense was rocking and rolling again.
We're a better defense for a season.
Absolutely. So he missed on Trubisky. I give you that, but guess what?
It's not just Trubisky. He missed a lot.
Hey, listen.
He's missed a lot in signings. He's missed a lot in salary cap. He's missed. The Bears are not a big organization. He runs all of these.
Compared to any other GM, he is rated as a B to B plus GM.
Okay. Why isn't his team successful? Why aren't his players good?
What players?
The defense has not
How
looked
many
good
All-Pros
other than
has he
last
actually
week.
hired?
How many All-Pros? Well, he signed
he's actually put a lot of. He's signed quite a bit.
He signed a lot of guys that should have been All-Pro and didn't.
Okay, that's part of the game as well. But he actually signed some people who absolutely they were like, oh, he's not going to be anything, and end up being everything.
So let me ask you this:
So at this point,
if you're going to throw, how much Robert Quinn make, AD? How much? Somebody look up how much Robert Quinn make. If you're going to throw, I believe it's 40-something mil.
No.
40-something mil for 2 years.
Listen. It was he had some bad signings.
No.
The
But
problem I have
it's
is
about
he
him.
learned on the job and get better over time.
He hasn't. He's still doing it. It's about him not doing his due diligence. He didn't do his due diligence.
On who didn't he do his due diligence on his last draft?
He didn't do his due diligence.
On who?
On Deshaun Watson. He didn't do his due diligence.
Last draft.
No. He didn't.
You can't go back 4 years.
Will you let me talk?
You can't go back 4 years.
He didn't do his due diligence on Robert Quinn.
You can't go back 4 years.
That's not 4 years. That was last year.
You can't go back 4 years to Deshaun Watson. That's 4 years ago.
That's him not doing his job.
He said they didn't even call him.
That's him not doing his job.
You can't go back 4 years.
That's him not doing his job.
The point is that you're trying to get a quarterback and fix the most important position on your team, and you don't even do the due diligence to call all of them, especially the number one guy, number one rated guy.
And you know what the fallout from that is? Now you got to overpay dudes in free agency. Now you pay stupid money to Mike Glennon. Now you pay stupid money to. I'm not mad at you paying stupid money to Khalil Mack. You pay.
I'm not mad at Khalil Mack.
How much for Quinn? 14.7 a year. He's making 14.7 a year. Now you pay a lot of that money to those big name guys because guess what? You didn't hit on Leonard Floyd.
That's right.
You didn't hit on those bigger name guys. And so when you do that, you
pay. But the people he did hit on. Whose job is it to get them on the field and productive?
That's the defensive side of the ball.
Okay. Offensively, the people he did hit on, whose job is it to get them on the field and productive?
He's hit on Justin Fields. Who's he hit on offensively?
Let's just stick with Justin Fields. Just for the caveat. This back and forth that we have with Justin Fields right now, does it help or hurt him?
Does it help or hurt him? There's no back and forth right now. He's going to be the starter.
Oh, because Andy Dalton got injured.
Okay.
Maybe he doesn't start. He hasn't committed to that.
He's going to start. It's a bone race. He's going to start.
We don't know that. But what we do know is he wasn't even in the plans to start to week 4.
He wasn't. He wasn't in the plans to start. That falls on Matt Nagy as well. But I'm not going to allow you to. I'm fine with us slandering Nagy.
Why did he get Coach of the Year?
I'm fine with us slandering.
Why did he get Coach of the Year?
Because somebody called those plays that wasn't him.
No. No,
why did Mitch
I'll
Trubisky
tell you-
as an alternate get to the Pro Bowl?
I'll tell you, because 7 other people turned it down.
Whatever. Hey, that may be true,
listen.
but he was there.
Hey, look.
It's 32 QBs.
This is the thing. I'm fine with us holding Nagy to this, but we have to hold pace to it as well.
We absolutely
Hey,
have
yo,
to.
hey, yo,
You know what the interesting thing is? We'll debate this all day.
Hey, no, because you capping. That's
No,
why.
I'm
Because
not
you
capping.
capping. Because you
Okay.
capping.
I
Ain't no
bet.
capping.
I bet.
You capping.
I bet.
You capping.
Okay.
Let's get into the next segment, man. I'm sick of this, man.
And now we got cap, no cap. So, fellas, will this be David Montgomery's breakout season?
No cap.
I would say no cap on that. David Montgomery's going to be better than we've seen in the past because Matt Nagy's going to use him.
Oh, wait.
We're through 2 games, and he's gotten 40 carries.
No cap if he gets the carries. Cap if Matt Nagy gets cute. Matt Nagy gets cute, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Matt Nagy's
But I
the type
mean-
of person to say, "Oh, this worked. Let me try something different."
Here's
Let me
the
not run it
thing.
no more.
Here's the thing that even if Nagy's system all of a sudden magically starts working, that we don't talk about is we're Chicago, so we love running backs. We want you to run. Sweetness, Gale Sayers. We want you to run the ball. Matt Forte, run the ball. Give him 35 carries, run the ball. Do exactly what Tennessee, Derrick Henry did last night to win the game. 35 carries, kill some people on the way, and win the game for
But
us.
we ain't never drafted a Derrick Henry.
Well, I mean, dog, we had Walter Payton. Go back and watch them highlights, dog.
Dog,
Come on, no. You're not finna disrespect Chicago like that.
In my lifetime, we've never had a Derrick Henry.
Matt Forte was freaky. He wasn't gonna run you over though.
He wasn't
He's
there.
not
He wasn't
Derrick
gonna run
Henry.
you over.
He wasn't there.
But he was a back. Matt Forte was a back. If
If
you
you
get the ball
get
30 times a
prime,
game.
you got prime
Matt Forte-
Forte
in
versus
fact-
Derrick Henry right now. You'd be stupid to get.
Listen. In fact,
on.
Matt Forte was a back that touched the ball 30 times a game.
Matt
Because he was our leading receiver and our leading
yeah,
rusher.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
he
You're right
absolutely
about that.
touched the ball 30 times a game. But here's the thing that most don't understand: as much as it doesn't look like that at all,
The game has changed.
the game has changed, and he's trying to copy what Andy Reid's doing. He's just doing a really horrible job at it. So even if Matt Nagy's system starts working, Clyde Edwards Hilaire's the starting running back. He got 13 carries last night. In a game where at a certain point you probably look at it and say, hey, we might want to slow this thing down. We might want to get the back involved and make it happen. He got 13 carries. Andy Reid, we killed Matt Nagy for it here because we're Chicago. Andy Reid don't use running backs. We hired a guy
Guess what?
to come in here and run a system that don't use running backs.
Because he has a QB who everyone is like, we're not going to give him the time of day to run. Pat Mahomes absolutely could be their leading rusher. He could. He
That
absolutely
makes
could.
it easy though, because like Lamar has had, or Mark
Listen,
Ingram had a resurgence with Lamar behind him.
First off, I would hate to be the running back on that team.
On what team?
On the Ravens.
No, I would
You're
love
not
it.
getting the carries.
No, I would love it because
Please.
I would love
No.
it because this is the thing. No matter what, if Lamar hands you the ball or not and runs left, guess who everybody following?
Oh, they're following.
They
Lamar.
follow
I get you.
Lamar. So
Hey.
if I'm going right,
When I saw KC
I'm
play him,
killing
guess
it.
what? Everybody didn't follow Lamar. They stopped that run game easy. Lamar just made something happen.
Yeah.
He's quicker and more agile than that running back.
for sure.
It's a freak of nature.
I think it's like you said. If Matt Nagy gives him the carries, I think that David Montgomery can absolutely have it.
theme here?
No,
You see a reoccurring theme here?
Listen,
Okay, I just
I
want you to
said
say-
they both should be
Okay,
fired.
listen,
Like,
man.
you just don't.
keep saying
You just don't
both.
want pace.
You keep saying both instead of just one, and that's the problem.
No.
They shouldn't both go. One person got better, one person regressed.
Who got better?
Man, what's the next question?
Is the defense fixed after week 2?
No.
No.
The defense looked a lot better. I will say this: the defense was schemed beautifully because we saw Joe Burrow get sacked 5 times and not turn the ball over 3 times. So the scheme was masterful. The scheme was gorgeous. Kudos to Sean Desai. Unless we see Khalil Mack, because a lot of I don't know the exact number of snaps, but there were snaps where Khalil Mack and Robert Quinn were on the same side, which is where Robert Quinn can absolutely get home because no matter, it's the same thing with Lamar. No matter who's on the side with me, you send 3 dudes at Khalil because he can kill this dude.
Yeah.
The other dude might hit him, but he will kill him.
Yeah.
So if we see more of that versus Baker and them coming into this week, it might be okay. But I mean, listen, one game versus a Bengals team that, and I'll give y'all the caveat of this: a Bengals team that can put some points up.
I would say this. I say no for the simple fact of what you said happened in week 1.
No cap. Yeah. Or cap. No,
I
we
say
call it cap.
cap.
We call it cap.
Well,
We call
cap,
it
whatever
cap.
we call it. Hey, listen, did they get better? No, they didn't get fixed. So that's cap, all right? At this point, I say no because guess what? Joe Burrow actually got buried the game before. So that they already saw that there's deficiencies in their protection, right? And so absolutely, I expected us to get to the QB. They did what they should have done.
Yes.
But against elite teams, 500 or more, because I don't think the Bengals are going 500 or more. No.
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 You lost to a good team.
You lost to a good team.
You beat a bad team.
That's it.
You want to change the narrative around it? Guess what you do?
Beat good teams.
You go beat a good team next week.
No, you're not. Hey,
You go beat a good team.
you know who you
next
get
week.
to? When we play KC, get to Mahomes.
That's actually not as hard as it seems.
It is not. 'Cause they're
That
not
offensive
what you
line
see.
ain't great
Hey,
either.
get to
But-
Mahomes. Contain Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, give Russ the fits. I want to see Tom Brady on his back. Those are teams where, like, hey, look,
I'll tell you
Tom is
this.
rolling
I'll
right
tell you
now,
this.
too.
I'll take 9 touchdowns in 2 games.
That
I'll
dude
tell
is
you this.
rolling.
If you
Ain't no steroids
if
on
you
that,
get
that
to
team either.
if you can get to he's rolling off pure
That-
beauty right
that
now.
dude is sitting there.
he said I'm just gorgeous and still playing football.
Do
That's
you
all
see
I
his
got.
hair is immaculate right
And
now.
then there's Aaron Rodgers.
The
No,
porn
but
stash.
I would say that I don't want to call cap on it because I've seen them versus a good team, they looked bad. I've seen them versus a bad team, they look good. You want to prove me? We only got 2 options, so I'll say cap now. But show me the third option. You got a good team, a bad team. Now you got a good team. And listen, sometimes you get your momentum on a bad team. I said in my keys to the game that this is something they had to do because if you lose this game, your momentum is absolutely going the other direction. Your mental is
Now,
done. We couldn't get to them then.
Auxiliary question, cap or no cap. Did the showing of Justin Fields reinvigorate the defensive end?
No, because Akeem Hicks was very excited for Andy Dalton.
Think so?
I saw him on the sideline. They were doing the Jim McMahon and who was that? Who was it? It wasn't Mike Singletary. They were doing a little headbutt. Like they were very excited. If Andy Dalton had stayed in that game, the defense would have rallied around him. The defense rallied around the kid even more because it's your first game. I want you to do good. I want you to do great. I want you to look like Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
I want you to scare the rest of this NFL. He's going to have that. The defense is, but.
Man, I feel like those questions are too easy, man. Give me something difficult.
All right, Cap.
I want something to disagree on.
All right, cap or no cap. Will a Week 3 win solidify Justin Fields as a Week 3 starter?
No.
Cap. I'm calling cap.
What's the other questions on this? Because I mean, good Lord. Like,
I'm calling cap. But it's sad.
wait a second. Nope. No cap. No cap. No cap. And I'm not just saying that just to have parody or whatever. I got a reason. You go first.
He's going to be the starter if they beat Cleveland. Cleveland is good enough that it's a nice barometer. Like beating the Bengals is like,
But him showing up
here's why
against
I
their
say-
defense
here's why I
with
say-
Myles Garrett and that look like, listen,
Absolutely.
if he do good
Absolutely.
against them, I absolutely,
Hey.
yeah, I can see that.
Hey,
I
Jason
can see
Peters
that.
gonna get real old real quick next week.
Is he gonna play?
He played last. He played. This is what everybody slept on. He played the whole game, did he? He dominated.
he played.
Okay.
He was killing mugs. Jason Peters is a Hall of Famer for a reason. That mug is look. He's at 60%. He's still like, I'm just better than you.
Bigger than you.
Hey, look, it's like when Jordan came back and it was like, oh, he ain't got it no more, and then he go off for 40. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that he is big, dog,
This
Jesus,
dude
that
is
is a
huge.
scary human being.
He's
bro.
huge.
But no, the reason I would say. The reason I would say, I'm glad we on our own show. The reason I would say is cap is because I think that Justin Fields can absolutely have the game of his life going back to Ohio. You're going back to Ohio. You're going back to people that love you. You're going back to people that, listen, the Browns are Cleveland.
Yeah.
Justin Fields owned Ohio.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people in that game that are going to be rooting for Justin to do well. So I can see him having the game of his life there. I think if he has 2 games where he wins back-to-back, or at least he looks like the starting quarterback, then, yeah, he would do that. But I think next week would be a game of his life game.
What do you project he does?
I think he has the game of his life.
What does a game of his life look like right now?
I think he goes bar for bar
With Baker?
with Baker.
If he plays.
If Baker plays, yeah.
250 with 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing and 2 passing.
I don't know if I gave him 3. What'd I say? I said maybe
I give
did
him
3.
250. I give him 2 TDs.
I'm thinking more. He gets good yardage. I don't think they score a lot of TDs because I think Matt will try and get cute.
I think he's going to have a turnover. I think he's absolutely going to throw a pick.
Real quick, X-rays came back negative on Baker's throwing shoulder, so he probably will play Sunday. So just letting y'all know that, just throwing that out there.
Now, here's the thing.
That makes a difference. That's a big difference.
It makes a big difference.
Because the backup is Case Keenum.
Case Keenum.
We seen Bears defense versus Case Keenum.
Hey.
Actually, didn't Case carve us up? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Keenum carved us up. He was on Vikings.
He was on the Vikings.
Yeah, he carved us up. Hey, listen. Hey, here's the thing, though. I would say this. That's going to be a showdown we want, but I think Baker's going to get the best of them.
I do too. I think the Bears lose.
It's a good.
But I think that Justin Fields yards wise, I think Matt will get. There'll be things that happen like this week where we'll be like, I can look at that and say that's not on Justin.
God dang it! You know what's going to be the differentiator? Is A-Rob going to catch?
Yeah, they're gonna catch.
Is A-Rob going to catch?
I think that a week of him getting used to how Justin throws is going to make a big difference.
Dude has a laser.
It's gonna be like Aaron Rodgers once he's up to speed. It's not gonna be about can you catch.
Last minute, do you see a common theme here? That's if he gets the reps with him, right? Because Andy Dalton may not be injured.
He's gonna get the reps. Bone bruise. He's not coming back from a bone bruise. He's not coming back from a bone bruise.
Hey, listen, what you got for the people?
Hey, we hope y'all appreciate the new format of the show, man. We hope y'all appreciate what we're really going through here. Shout out to the production team. Got to show love to the squad over there. We got Holtzy, we got Stefan the Don, we got Mr. Two Letters. If you knew better, you would do better.
Wavy.
The wavy devil. Y'all got to watch this guy on Twitter. He's a dangerous guy.
Twitter fingers is a dangerous man right there.
Trigger fingers definitely turned to Twitter fingers. No, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. If y'all had anything that y'all enjoyed from today, man, let us know in the comments below. We want to know your opinion in the comments below. Make sure to tune in with us as well on that. To continue watching our Chicago Bears content, click the links there. I think they should be next to Kid. Actually, it might be one right here, too. And check the links in the description below. Hey,
it's on this page. You know what to do
with it. You know what to do with it, man. Hey, yo, Kid. Appreciate you for tuning in with my boy. Hey, yo, Chicago. Y'all stay safe out there, man.
Peace.
Peace.